wir wieder, liebe Gäste. Es geht hier gleich weiter mit dem nächsten Programmpunkt. Ich habe mir einmal wieder etwas bequemere Schuhe angezogen und jetzt kriegen wir den restlichen Tag hier auch noch richtig gut durch, denn auf uns warten noch ein paar schöne Programmpunkte. Und es geht jetzt hier auf unserer Bühne nochmal um die Digitalisierung. Daran kommt quasi keiner mehr vorbei. Die ganze Welt wird digitaler, der Reitsport wird digitaler und ich glaube, inzwischen ist das auch wirklich im letzten Winkel angekommen, dass man da ein bisschen was machen kann, wenn man sein Unternehmen digitalisiert. Und genau darum geht es in unserem nächsten Panel-Talk bzw. in unserer Diskussionsrunde. Und die werde nicht ich führen, sondern ich habe eine Moderatorin am Start, die wird das Ganze machen. Und ich begrüße Lucy Robinson.
Hi everyone, welcome to SPOGA 2022. My name is Lucy Robinson. I'm from the UK and I'm an influencer. I've really kindly been invited by the FEI today, this wonderful team, to talk to you guys about digital marketing and the advantages. But I'm not going to be the one talking because I've got 4 fantastic experts here who are going to run through everything you need to know. So we're going to kick off, firstly, with, if I can do this presentation, the wonderful Stephane from the FEI. So firstly, Stephane, we want to know who is following the FEI digital channels.
Good, thank you. I'm going to bring you through it. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be with you all, and a warm welcome also to everyone who is following us on the streaming online. So, yeah, my name is Stephane Schwander. I'm leading the digital team at the International Federation for Equestrian Sports, and I'm going to bring you this afternoon through our digital strategy. Yeah, as you may know, during the recent years, we have really transformed a lot the way we want to develop the sport. Equestrian sport is really growing, and thanks to the digital opportunities we have now, we have built 4 key pillars to expand our footprint online. And it's with one of these 4 pillars is about content. It's not something new. Content is really important. Having quality content is really the most essential thing you have to do when you create your digital strategy. And for us, this is one core essential part of what we do to expand and to promote equestrian sport. The other aspect we are really working hard on is also to engage with our audience, to engage with the fans. And for this, we spend really more and more time and also resources with people spending time to activate the community, to build a conversation online, responding to comments, also asking questions, getting insights from the online community following us. So that's really the second very important point of what we do. The third point into how we work and what we do on FEI social media channels is about creating content and creating storytelling for everyone. Not only the pure fans and the pure hardcore sports people, but really for anyone who has a link with this beautiful animal that the horse is. And I guess the last 4 pillar is to be innovative. We know that the world is changing so fast. With the pandemic, you've seen all that digital can help people, to feel better, to do things quicker. And for us, being innovating and finding new ways to engage and expand our audience is really important. the second element important that we also introduce is about splitting the content strategy in two key pillars. In the past, we were very focused on the sport aspects for obvious reasons. We are the governing body for equestrian sports. But we realized through this market study we did 3 years ago that in fact we were only touching the very central part of this onion layer. And we were not so much talking with the people who have less interest into the sport itself. So we created this horsemanship and lifestyle content approach now, and that allows us to reach a wider audience and to get more people then being interested by the sport itself. Some of the tactics to do this, when we create storytellings, we always look in a 360 type of approach. What does it mean? It means with one storytelling, you can then package your content to go into the different platforms. And then, depending on the platforms, then you adapt the content itself. It can be a video, it can be some photo galleries, it can be some Instagram stories, it can be some articles, written articles. The goal is really to be everywhere and really adapt to what we do. We work a lot now also, we work a lot with influencers, and Lucy is one of them, and we are very thankful for having such partnerships with equestrian influencers. For us, it's important that influencers we work with are respecting the same values and exchange the same values as we do. And again, I think together we are stronger and we can really create a beautiful storytelling about what we love the most, horses. One of the last tactical elements we've done, and my colleague Michael is going to talk about it, is My Horse World Club. So I keep a little bit the secret about that. He's going to talk about it. But that's also, I believe, very innovative brand tactical approach we've taken recently. Now, it's also a pleasure. Most of you, I'm sure you've seen our campaign we did during the Olympics last year for Tokyo. The campaign was called We Don't Play. And the goal of this campaign was to take the opportunity of the Olympics to make our sport shine and to really expand it for people who don't necessarily know equestrian sports and all of our disciplines. So I'm going to bring you through the video now of the campaign, and we're going to talk a little bit about the results of this campaign afterwards.
This is not a game. This is a sport like no other, where all genders compete against each other, and age is no barrier, where animals partner humans together as one. In this team, everyone is equal. No one gets all the glory or blamed if things go wrong. This is a team, united by a shared language that needs no words. But this is more than just a team. These are the best of friends, who have complete trust in one another. A bond worth its weight in gold. This is not a game. This is a sport like no other. We don't play. We jump. We don't play. We fly. We don't play. We dance. We don't play. We ride.
Thank you. That was such an amazing journey for all of us with this campaign, and we are very thankful also for all the different people who contributed to this massive campaign and all the team at the FEI who did it. And one important aspect of that, we always look obviously at the result of such campaign when we invest so much effort to do it. And we were very lucky to have fantastic outlook, and the results were fantastic after that. As you know, we compete against also other sports at the Olympics, and the FEI was one of the first sports in what we call the top quartile of Olympic summer sports. For instance, with this high engagement level of more than 9,700,000 engagements for the campaigns. We also gained a lot of followers and fans during this campaign, with 200,000 and almost 60,000 followers. The video views were extraordinary as well, with 56 million video views. That's quite a number. And for me, one of the most important KPI is about the engagement rate. And as you can see, all the FEI disciplines, so dressage, eventing, and jumping, were in the top 3 of engagement rate of Facebook. And that's above, for instance, the athletics and the swimming. So a fantastic achievement for that. And all of this campaign led us also to very recently, we won an award. So quite a recognition for everyone with this campaign at the Independent Agency Award for the best entertainment and leisure and travel campaign of last year. So again, well done to everyone who contributed to this campaign. So with this is the end of my part of the presentation. Thank you for listening. I'd like to pass the floor again back to Lucy, and thank you again.
Thank you so much, Stephane. I mean, you can see why it was an award-winning campaign. That video definitely struck a chord with me. I don't know about you guys, but gave me all goosebumps. Anyway, we're going to move on now, and we're going to hand over what's happened on the screen. So it's gone. Anyone? Stephane, what have you touched? Hang on.
There you go.
Is it there? Is that? Hey, here we go. Bit of a technical difficulty here. So I'm going to pass on swiftly to Michael, who's going to talk about something more in my domain, which is YouTube and its growth and how it can really help a digital strategy. So over to you, Michael.
Thank you. Hello, welcome. My name is Michael. I work for a company called Alicia Sports. We're based here in Cologne. For the locals, we are on the picturesque Kostandoff. And it is only the first slide. Yes. We work together with different clubs, leagues, federations, broadcasters to create great content and to provide users with a great digital experience online across all disciplines. And we started in 2015. This is the one we already had. In 2015, we started working together with the FEI to join the forces to further develop the digital assets of the FEI, but also to become a first mover in digital and to create, let's say, one of the biggest equestrian places online for the users that are interested in horses. So far, the strategy went very well. We can see, in contrast to most other sports that we take care of, 2/3 of the audience is female and 1/3 is male. Nowadays, we reach more than 220,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. In 2021, we saw more than 60 million views. And the astonishing thing, I think, is 9 minutes watch time. So whenever a person watches a video, on average, they watch it for 9 minutes. It also depends on a huge amount of live streams, of course. But this is part of the strategy as well. The question now is, how did we do this? There are three formats or three main sources I would like to present. First of all, are cooperations with influencers. This started back in 2018 with an influencer called This Esme. She's from the UK. She produced some content at home, but she was also invited to events like the London International Horse Show, where she gave users a peek behind the scenes. We have Olivia Towers, who was also on site, and they were shooting videos, talking to the role models, to other riders, asking questions the community would usually ask, but also cooperating with riders who give tips, like as you can see in here, 3 tips for riders, but also asking questions like, how much does a horse cost? So you provide, let's say, a first touch point where you can start your digital equestrian journey. We see also a very high audience retention. I've said that 82% is very high as well, so you see the people are very dedicated to the content. Next, second step is a kind of a docu-series which is produced by the FEI. This focuses not only on sports, or let's say the idea was to find touch points where horses are involved, but not necessarily connected with the sports, like the Queen's Bodyguards, or the third one, the Devil's Horseman. This is actually a company that provides horses for movie shooting. So whenever you see a movie that was shot maybe in Hollywood and there are horses involved, probably it came from this company. And here we can also see that you attract a very broad audience, but also a very young audience. And again, as you are telling really good stories, we also see that people are very patient, watch it for more than 40% of the watch time. So again, we do not only want to cover the sports aspect of horses, but the whole range. So whenever you like horses, we will give you a touch point so that you can live in this community. And third option, which was also very successful, are live streams, because nowadays in the digital world, live streams are very easy to set up, to handle. You can serve black markets where you haven't sold the rights. You can serve, let's say, more niche disciplines, like non-Olympic disciplines, as for example vaulting. You can cover youth events for children's. And you have the big advantage is that you have a live chat. So there the users can interact with each other. Nice story there we had. Once we had a live stream, and due to technical issues, it couldn't take place. And in this case, usually we set the stream to private so that you don't have a negative user experience. But there were already so many users in the chat having conversations about the event, watching a live ticker. So we decided not to take it down. We excused in the chat, sorry, it can't take place, but we won't take it down because this seems to be your platform where you have found each other. Talking about the community, if you want to know how your audience works, what they're thinking, the best way to do is talking to them. YouTube offers this feature called the Community tab, where you can post images, polls, and GIFs. And users like this per se very much. They absolutely, totally love doing votes and polls, but we also reply, be it just with a thank you, be it reacting with a heart, but also giving facts, also making jokes, so that they see there's someone behind it. It's not just an anonymous federation. There are people behind it. There are people who do also love horses, and this is another point where you can start a journey, and you also get some ideas of them, because you can always learn, and you should always listen to your community. And to combine this, you should also try new ways. So, of course, TikTok now is a huge thing. It came up during the past years, and we were with the FEI, one of the first partners who just gave it a try. So we took all the knowledge we had until then from TikTok, plus the knowledge we already had through our influencers corporations, and started a channel called My Horse World Club. It didn't have the FEI branding, because in the first step we wanted to attract a very young audience, and then we cooperated with a lot of influencers who were just bringing the content to us, and then we scheduled it to the app. And nowadays we have 318,000 followers, 58 million views, and 6.4 million interactions. So if you just do it roughly in your head, this is an engagement rate of more than 10%, which is absolutely great to see. So to summarize it, we are very excited for what will come next. We are absolutely happy to have a partner like the FEI, who's always willing to try out new things, because only then you can become a first mover. There might be things that do not work, but let's be honest, in the digital world, people have forgotten about it after 2 weeks. So keep trying and trying and trying, and then you will be successful and can do the next step, and we absolutely looking forward to it.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
I think, yeah, definitely a message to take home. Be the first to try new things and give it a go. I think actually it's interesting looking at the TikTok and seeing that there's over 40 million views on a video of a girl essentially washing her horse's tail. Like, how does that video generate that much engagement? It's crazy. Anyway, so next. Oh, also, if anyone has any questions that they're thinking of, we are having a Q&A session at the end, so just store them. Or if you're really desperate to get it out, stick your hand up and see what we can do. So next, is that right? Yes. Next, we're going to talk about the benefits of digital advertising with our very own Filippo, who's going to take to the stage now.
Thank you, Lucy. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. Thank you for spending this time of your day with us. It's a pleasure. And hello, everyone also is following us on our FEI LinkedIn channel. We are here today to communicate something quite important for the FEI. 2021 marked a big milestone for us. As you can read, it was the beginning of a new era, and that's basically also the most important reason why we decided to be here, present at SPOGA this year, to be on the stage and to communicate to all of you that the FEI is changing. We're still remaining the governing body that you all know, that has as a first objective the one to protect the sport that we all love. But at the same time, we want to tell you that we can help you with your business, that we can facilitate getting your commercial and communicational goals. That's why in 2021, we launched FEI Advertising. And we were actually the first international federation, international sport federation, to open up our channels, being the website and all the social media channels, to advertising. So this was something quite historical. As Stephane said, many federations in the last years, they were thinking about this. Some of them, they started after us. And we are quite happy and proud that we were the one showing the way. 2021 was an important year. A difficult year. The context, as you all know, was the one of COVID. So we faced ourselves with a new need. There was to find new ways to give visibility to our partners without events. We tried to analyze and to find new ways, being creative. And then, like this happened to all of us at least once in our life, that we are trying to find answer outside ourselves, but then we realized that we already have all the answer inside. And we actually have all the answer with what we built in the last years, thanks to the digital team, the great work of Stephane and his team, because we already had the way to give our partners new way to have visibilities, exposing their products to our audience. So we just needed to connect these two dots, and that's why then we created the FEI advertising. It was everything started with the vision of our commercial director, Ralph Strauss. But of course, as we like to say, as you probably understood, I'm from Italy, so we like to say that Rome wasn't built in a day. So it was a long process that started at the beginning of 2021, where with the all digital and sales team, we created the sales inventory. After that, we needed to go through internal approvals, and then in July 2021, we launched our digital sales website, and then almost at the beginning of the year, we had our first deal signed, so we started our sales. And when we launched, we created a website, and in this website, we promoted this video that I'm going to show you now that is explaining in a nutshell what are the offerings that we are giving to all of you and all your companies since 1 year. We like to say that our partners, they represent the FEI voice. So that's why it's very important that we are completely aligned with our partner before we start a promotional campaign together on the messages and the objectives on the campaign. Of course, we are still the FEI, so always the ultimate goal is to protect and promote equestrian sports. That's why it's important that when we start a conversation with the brand, we go through internal approvals at the FEI, and we make sure that the FEI values, they completely match with the partner values. Going more into concretely what we can offer to all of you and all of your companies, we can summarize our offer in 4 options. First of all, it's advertising, simple advertising on all our FEI digital channels. So when talking about display advertising, simple banners on our website, fei.org, that I guess you all know pretty well. And then social media advertising on our digital channels. Second option could be creation of branded content, meaning organic material that we as the FEI, we produce and we promote on our channels, when we like to focus more on promoting a message than promoting a product. Digital activation, the third option, where we leverage on our audience, triggering them through quiz or consumer activation in order to get the result of driving them to the partner website and ultimately driving sales. And then the fourth option, there is the content production. We realized that in the equestrian world, there was a need not only for promotion of contents, but also for production of them. So that's why we created in our digital team what we call the FEI Media House, which can not only help in promoting a brand, but also can help in creating a digital strategy and producing content themselves. Here we have some examples of some digital advertising that we promoted in the last month. As you can see, we have some banners that we had on fei.org promoting SPOGA, the event where we are right now. And then also we have some social media campaign that run through our Facebook and Instagram channels with the Tommy Equestrian campaign in the latest month. What's interesting, as you can see, we have the world map. You can see highlighted the places in the world where, let's say, we are stronger, where our audience and our readers, they come from the most. We always say when talking with prospects that where we can really help a company is when a company can go and would like to go from local to global. That's the FEI, being us the the world governing body can really make a difference in promoting a brand. This is the second option. We're talking about branded campaign. So campaign where the ultimate goal is to partner with the brand with the goal to promote a story, a message, something that wants to make the sport grow and not just promoting a product. This is the first video that we created for the Boring a Ring a Mile campaign that we're happy and lucky to have Lisa as a representative today here with us, and she will go through this partnership a bit longer and deeper afterwards. I will just show you a short video that will just give us a taste of what it's about.
You are a true athlete and a loyal partner. Your loyalty and commitment never goes unnoticed. We owe you more than words can say.
So this is the first example of a branded campaign. So a content that we create together with the partner is just one example. There are many different types of branded contents. Here what you see now is an example of an influencer video. So as you know, we work with a lot of equestrian influencers. Lucy, we are lucky enough to have her in our list. And with them, we produce contents, again, where we always try to give our audience some valuable information. Again, not just promoting a product, but yeah, promoting it in a gentle and nice way, but where our audience coming to our website or our channels, they will go away having learned something. And this is an example of a campaign that we ran with Bates, the saddle company. The declination of the influencer videos into articles, website articles, are what we call advertorials, which are very similar contents to the influencer videos, but instead of having the influencer as a main actor, we have our FEI recognized journalists that write articles, again, to promote a product, but always with the objective of giving valuable information to our audience. We all know that we have the luxury to say that the equestrian audience is not a superficial audience. It's an audience that is always hungry of know more and have new ideas and new possibilities to improve their relationship with the horse. And this is what we try to do every day. Third option, the consumer engagement digital campaign. So this is an example of something that we've done with our main partner, Longines. During the pandemic, as you know, without events, we needed to find different ways to keep our audience engaged. We created these fun quiz on our Instagram and Facebook channels that triggered curiosity and drove our audience to the Longines channel, of course, with the ultimate objective to drive sales. This gave us the possibility, as Stephane is always reminding to me, not only to drive people to their website, but also to get important insights about our consumer and the potential Longines consumer, which is something that is quite a good added value for any company that would like to partner up with us. Last but not least, the fourth option, as I was explaining before, the content creation. So we realized there was a need not only for promotion, but also for helping companies in producing content. And this is exactly what we have done with Tommy Hilfiger Equestrian. They needed to launch their new spring-summer collection. They wanted to advertise on our channels, and they asked us also some help to define a digital strategy and producing the material that then they used to promote their spring-summer collection everywhere. And this was the result. And to conclude my speech, again, something that we realized during this first year of digital advertising, that there's still a bit of a confusion between branded content and advertising content. Branded content is something that we as the FEI endorse, and we are happy to share a vision, a message with a brand, and we decide to communicate on our channel, publishing as an organic content, while an advertising content is a pure promotional material that then, of course, can be promoted on our channels. The good news for all of you is that whatever you choose, we can do it for you. So just knock at our door, and we'll be more than happy to put something together with you. I hope I didn't bother you too much, but thanks a lot for your attention.
Thank you, Filippo. I think it's really good to hear all of the options that the FEI can bring to the table, and, well, you can see there are plenty. So, one of which leads me very nicely to my next lovely speaker, Lisa. Now, Lisa is with Boehringer Ingelheim, who personally, I was actually involved in helping promote the Health for Horses campaign. I think it was back last year. Was it last year? So I went to the Red Wings Horse Sanctuary, and I got stuck in, and I was cleaning out stables and showing everyone how to do it. So it was a really fantastic campaign. Anyway, I'm not going to waffle on much longer. I'm going to let Lisa tell you all about it instead. So here you go, Lisa.
Well, thank you, Lucy. It's such a pleasure to be here today and to engage with all of you and be part of SPOGA, and thank you to my colleagues on the panel for putting this together. My objective today is to share with you why a company or an organization would want to partner with an organization like the FEI, how you can start, and what you can expect to achieve through our example. My name is Lisa Kostandoff. I'm the Global Performance Horse Franchise Manager at Boehringer Ingelheim, and my first job today is to tell you who Boehringer Ingelheim is and what we do. Boehringer Ingelheim is a leading pharmaceutical company, and we manufacture medications for human health and animal health around the world. The company was founded in 1885, and we remain family-owned and privately held, and our global headquarters are actually right here in Ingelheim, Germany. And when it comes to equine health, we are the global market leader in veterinary health care for horses. And for anyone who's passionate about horses, you're passionate about health for horses, because when we improve the lives of horses, we improve the lives of the people who care for them. So we embarked on a partnership and a campaign with the FEI. It was branded the Health for Horses campaign. And why did we partner with the FEI? Why choose a digital partner? Well, our expertise is manufacturing medications. It's not in producing digital content and digital advertising. But we knew that was a space we wanted to be in. We knew that we had a shared audience with the FEI, because everybody who's involved in equestrian sport at any level is passionate about their horse. So we knew we had shared audience. We knew we could reach and diversify our audience, because our audience has primarily been a veterinary healthcare audience. But we wanted to do a better job at reaching horse owners and riders and equestrians and horse enthusiasts. And we knew we could bring to the FEI their message and share it with our audience, which was the veterinary health side. We knew it'd be a little bit unexpected, and we could create interest and something that was memorable. It wasn't expected for Boehringer Ingelheim to show up in digital space with the FEI, nor was it expected that Boehringer Ingelheim would bring the FEI to our veterinary customers in this very commercial way. And we knew that we could build brand strength for both organizations. So there was a win-win that we could clearly define. But the most important was to establish a shared message. What did we want to communicate? We needed to talk about a message. And when we enter into digital advertising, our instinct is to think about a product or a brand. But behind every product and every brand is a message. And so we embarked on a digital advertising campaign to promote a shared message. Not a product, build some brand recognition, but really promote a message about health for horses and how much we care for them. So how did we get started? Well, the first thing to do was establish what was that key message. What did we want to convey? And we landed on because horses will always come first. Now, for everybody and anybody who has ever interacted with a horse, you know that they always come first. They come before husbands, they come before wives, they come before children, they come before jobs. They occupy spaces in our heart and in our lives, and they always come first. So this was an easy place for us to establish mutual agreement. And then we had to sit down and say, okay, let's leverage each other's strengths. Where can we bolster each other's opportunities and really bring forward our strengths to help boost each other along? So we knew that the FEI had very strong presence in social media on Instagram and Facebook. And Boehringer Ingelheim, we're a regulated corporation. We're not very active on social media because we can't sell pharmaceutical product and promote pharmaceutical product in those channels. But we are stronger in the professional and corporate channels like LinkedIn and Twitter. So we knew we could operate in those two spaces together, and we knew that we had a very technical message. We're medical, technical, pharmaceutical people. And the FEI is a very creative organization. And while we've historically always interpreted them as governance and rules and regulations, there's so much more behind what they can do. And this concept of creative advertising and embarking into the digital space together. And we knew we could expand our audiences between an equestrian and a veterinary. So we knew the strengths we wanted to leverage. But most importantly, when we want to sell a message, a brand, a product, we've got to connect with our audience on an emotional basis. We've got to make them feel something if we want them to engage with our brand or our product. And so we knew that by attaching to health for horses and focusing on the bond and the relationship between people and their horses, and that when we improve health for horses, we improve the health and lives of people, we knew we had a winning message. So we had to start there. So now we knew how we were going to work together, but what were we going to do about it? What did we want to achieve, and how would we measure success? So we had to establish metrics. We had to establish a place to start. We knew that we wanted to broaden the audience for each partner, and that veterinary care and health care for the FEI was kind of a different space for them, and that being really engaged with equestrians and sport was something sort of new for us. We wanted to measure how we could provoke interest and brand recognition, so we wanted to measure high levels of engagement and unique influencer stories. Lucy mentioned the story that she chartered, and I'll show you some results from that. But influencer marketing is so valuable for all of us. And so being able to work with people like Lucy to really amplify our message and share intimate stories of how can we improve health for horses? What does this mean? was really important for what we could achieve together. And then building brand value for both organizations. So again, just the presence, that the FEI is more than rules and regulations and governance. This is a great advertising, this is a great commercial enterprise that shares our mutual passion for horses. So we set some KPIs. We embarked on this. It was brand new for us. We hadn't entered into digital engagement or digital advertising with a partner before. We were the first partnership to embark on this with the FEI. So we set the KPIs based on what we knew, what we thought we knew, what previous experience had shown us. But we exceeded those KPIs in almost every category. We generated assets that we can continue to use and that we have continued to use and continued to share. We created value for both our internal and our external customers. So it was important to the FEI to showcase that these partnerships were valuable for the organization. It was really important for me to showcase that this was valuable for my organization because it was so brand new, and for a pharmaceutical company to enter into this type of space was very different. And we knew we wanted to create a sticky message. And by a sticky message, because they will always come first. That's the sticky message. It's the Health for Horses campaign, but the sticky message, because they will always come first. So we've captured some of those metrics here for you and those KPIs. And I'll call out a couple of them for you. But when we set the KPIs and the metrics, we set a metric for 2 million impressions as our target. And you can see here that we slightly exceeded that because we hit over 14 million impressions with the campaign. It was the influence. We entered into several different channels. So we had social media, we had web presence, we had advertorials, and we worked with influencers. Lucy's very humble. She shared her story with you, and she went to the Red Wings Horse Sanctuary. But it was the highest engagement of all of the activities that we posted, and she had over 8,000 views on that. So that was really exceptional for us, and again, reiterated the value of partnering with influencers through both organizations. So we can achieve great things when we partner together. And it's easy for me to stand here as part of a big pharmaceutical company, but I would encourage all of you, it doesn't matter the size or scope. Every single person here today is here because we have a passion for horses and a passion for equestrian sport. And we can always do more when we work together. So finding that partnership and being engaged with an organization like the FEI creates opportunities that we didn't think we could actually achieve because we worked in an environment where that was not maybe possible without the partnership. I want to share the full campaign with you. I think Lucy made a comment earlier about video and campaigns and the We Don't Play campaign and how they tug at our heartstrings and they give us goosebumps. That's always my measure of success, if I can get a little lump in my throat and get a little goosebumps from watching something. For me, that's where the impact is. We wanted to emotionally connect, and I'm really, really delighted to share the campaign with you. Hope it will play for you.
From the air you breathe to the ground beneath your feet, you deserve the very best. Your well-being is our inspiration and the bond that connects us. A relationship we're privileged to be part of, because you are a true athlete and a devoted partner. Your welfare and care is our overriding priority. Your health and well-being means everything.
Just exceptional.
That was pretty spectacular.
Your loyalty and commitment never goes unnoticed.
This horse, it can really just cut across those fences.
We are there for you, night and day, like you have been for us over the years. We owe you more than words can say.
So So we're extremely proud of the Health for Horses campaign. We're excited to move ahead with our digital advertising partnership with the FEI and embark on new campaigns and new approaches to digital advertising. I will, again, just encourage you that if this is something that's interesting for you and your business, seek partnership. You can achieve so much more together. And find your sticky message that not only touches your audience, but that tugs at their heartstrings. Because the more emotional connection we can make, the more we win together, and the better we can do for the horses we care so much about. So I'm turning it back to Lucy to take up some Q&A.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. I'm just wiping away my tears, actually. It's very emotional. So I think that brings us to the end, where we're going to see if you guys have any questions that hopefully one of these lovely 4 people can answer. Probably not me. So come on, someone must have a question. I'm going to probe for one.
You have a microphone?
Yeah, we need a mic, don't we?
It's
Got a mic.
Do we have one? Oh, here we go.
Stand up so they can see you on the screen.
All right, I get to use the mic. It's quite exciting. Are these presentations going to be available online to see after?
Are the presentations going to be available online after?
Presentations will be available afterwards or not?
No, we'll be happy to get in touch with you and maybe to go to present it to you, to send it to you, and maybe go deeper in any aspects that you would like to know better. Yeah, for sure.
Is the live stream archived?
I think,
Thank you.
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I think also you can rewatch the live stream as a VOD on the SPOGA website if you want to. That's also possible. But let's get in contact afterwards.
Anybody else? Otherwise, I'm going to have to butt in with my own question. I'm going to butt in with my own question then. Perfect. So, Lisa, if you were to give advice to, say, a smaller company that wanted to partner up, because obviously Boehring Ingelheim is massive, but a smaller partner, a smaller brand, what advice would you give?
Yeah, so Lucy, it's a really good question. I do have the luxury of working for a very large pharmaceutical company who, can embark on these things. We have the means to sort of do that, and that can be maybe intimidating for smaller companies or organizations. But I would say don't let it be. The piece of advice that I would give you is find the message that you really most emphatically want to convey behind your brand or your product. What is that? Strategically think about your target audience. Who do you want to reach? What message do you want to stick? And then approach the FEI to find where that alignment and synergy is. Because the audience is so much broader than top sport. The audience is every horse enthusiast, every equestrian, every rider of every age. And so every product and every service will fit somewhere into that audience. But find your message, know your target audience, know the emotion you want to connect to, and bring that forward and find the place of alignment, and you can make it work on any scale.
Super, thank you. And Stephane, how best would one approach you if they wanted to partner? What's the best way of getting in touch? Do they come to you directly? Is there an email address? How do we get in touch?
So yeah, I mean, we are everywhere on social media, and obviously on the website that you can scan also the code you've seen around, the QR code. So fei.org/advertising. That's one approach to get in contact. Of course, if you're around, get in touch with Filippo and us at any single point of time. And I guess we also have an email address, Phil. Huh?
We have in the marketing village, we have a small booth where our colleague Emily is always there smiling and present to answer to your question, giving you information, the first basic information, and then giving you the contacts of me, of other person in our team. And what we always say is that we We like to provoke our partners. We like to trigger their creativity. What was good about our digital team is that we're very flexible, and we like new ideas. We like to try new approach. The biggest difference between the, let's say, all the sponsorship sales strategy and war was that in the past, the only way a company, an equestrian company, could partner us with the FEI was partnering with an event, on an event, and of course, this meant a lot of money. What's good about digital is that with what we just showed you, starting with 10,000 euros, we can really start testing something together and seeing a result. What we always advise is to start small, analyzing the results together, and then hopefully growing together.
Super. Perfect. Well, if no one else has any other questions, then I think we will... Oh, is that one there? Where's the mic gone? Mic lady, here she comes. To the gentleman in the cap.
Please stand up.
Sorry, I came a little bit late. For next year, what would you rank like in the order, like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram? Like which one's going forward do you think are going to be the most popular?
Filippo.
I'm not sure I understood the question. Can you just...
Of the social media going forward, like next year, where would you rank like Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram? Which ones would rate the most?
It really depends on your objectives. You know, each platforms, they have their own audience in terms of demographics, so age groups mostly. So obviously TikTok speaks a lot with the youngest demographics. Officially TikTok is as of 13 years old, but you have even sometimes younger people there until 18, 20, it's obviously a bit more. Facebook is aging a little bit more, so you have more people, and Instagram is usually now really getting most of the engagement we have these days. And of course, not to forget YouTube, and Michael, you can maybe say a few words about YouTube these days, but it's still very active now.
Yeah, I think YouTube is a great constant there. YouTube now also started like publishing YouTube Shorts, which is very similar to Instagram Reels and TikToks. But for live streams, I think YouTube is still #1 source. So it depends on your audience, it depends on the product you have, and I think you should not just focus on one platform. But if you have a content piece, make your thoughts which platform would fit best.
And that's, if I can say also, Michael, that's actually also a good thing. You don't have to be everywhere. So I think it's better to have a focus on one thing and be regular in your content production, to post regularly. You don't have to post every day, but be regular so people can expect when you are posting. So it's better to be in one place. I would advise more Instagram these days, but be regular and be also very cautious in terms of the quality of what you post. Obviously, you don't have to hire the highest production company, but try to just be meticulous in what you do and be regular, and that's already a good starting point. Thank you for the question.
Oh, one more question over here. Gentleman in the back with the white shirt. She's coming.
Thank you. Hi, first of all, congratulations to you guys, and you have done a remarkable job achieving 2 million followers on your whole social media platform. That's a great feat. My question is that of all the videos that you showed on your platforms, most of them were B2C, right? How can you cater to a company who is dealing with B2B clients? Like, and what percentage of those following are B2B customers, like brands that produce saddleries and equestrian goods as a whole? So what percentage of the FEI following is B2B? Yeah,
so it's a very good question, and maybe also Lisa, I'll be keen to hear also your thoughts yourself. For the B2B aspect, I mean, what I see is LinkedIn is really playing a huge role. That's also us as the FEI, when we want to engage with companies, we also use a lot LinkedIn to communicate. And the basis is the same in terms of how you communicate, how you engage some prospects, some leads. It's about content. It's about a story you want to tell. So you can also activate yourself a content strategy on LinkedIn, for instance, building stories, demonstrating the quality of your product, demonstrating also the values of your company, and that can help also to, find new customers, other brands who want to activate with you. So the basics are the same, but the channels are a little bit different. So that would be a little bit what I see. But again, Nisa, maybe you can also share your experience.
Yeah, I think in the B2B relationship that you ask about, it's looking to say, what are you looking to achieve in your partnership or in your connection, and how can the FEI expand that for you through that partnership? So, in our world, we were looking for a B2B relationship with the FEI in order to reach a customer that we didn't normally have access to, and how could we sort of promote our messaging and our value that way? So I think the big key to looking at the B2B relationship is really, to Stephane's point, know what is it that you want to achieve, who is it that you want to connect with, and then find the common pathways and the most optimized channels for you to do that, and build a story that still has that emotional connection. The emotional connection doesn't just have to be in the B2C world. The emotional connection, the storytelling is equally as important in B2B.
Do you have the microphone? Yeah.
My earlier question still remains unanswered. I asked, what percentage of the following that you have, the 2 million followers of all the combined social media platforms that you have on, what's the percentage of B2B? I mean, of course, LinkedIn is a good way, and I'll also suggest that email marketing is a good way to promote B2B. But I'm asking that of all the 2 million following you have, what's the percentage that is B2B? Like the brands who produce equestrian goods, saddleries, horse baths, and stuff like that.
So I'm having a hard time hearing.
I'd say 50%. I mean, if I understood correctly, your question is if we can define the percentages of considering our followers, how many are B2B and how many are B2C, correct?
How many are the direct companies?
We don't hear you.
Okay, so how many are the professionals, and there are direct consumers who are buying the products that the brands are offering, and then there are brands who are offering that. So let's say I am a manufacturer of equestrian goods, and my target group audience is the brands. I am basically making products for them, and they are selling them to the consumers directly. So in that ways, how can you help a company like mine?
Well, yeah, I can say, if Stephane, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're a very, let's say, various audience. And if I need to give a number, it would be 50%. 50% there would be more, brand-oriented, and 50% there would be more, let's say, consumer-oriented.
Super. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. That's been really, really lovely to have you here today listening to us. I'd like to say a big thank you to our speakers. Done a fantastic job.
Thank you, Lucy.
And if you have any questions, feel free to come and collar these guys afterwards, and I'm sure they'll be happy to answer anything you have. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you. Well done.